beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of the Melanin Money Show. I am your host, Jacqueline Shattuck, your favorite certified financial planner. And today we have one other host. You want to introduce yourself?
Of course, man. Y'all know who it is. Cartier Carter, aka Tax Guru, aka I don't know another AKA, but George is not here. George is not here again, y'all. Father's away. He's not feeling well, so make sure you keep him in y'all prayers. But me and Jacqueline are definitely gonna hold it down for you all with another amazing episode.
I think he's feeling okay. He's got his king on the way.
Oh, we do got his king on the way. That's right. That's right. For those of you all that don't know, George has bringing a young king into this world. So make sure you shoot him DMs and congratulate him on being a father. I think by the time this episode comes out, the king will be here. So make sure y'all shoot George a congratulations. And we'll get into it.
Yes, absolutely, George. We can't wait to meet the young one. Okay, so let's hop into today's episode. I'm really excited for this topic because I am on a journey to try to be the person that I needed when I started my personal financial journey, right? So when I started my journey, I think some of you guys have heard the story. My journey started with, of course, my mother losing her money. And then I was like, I thought about it and I was like, I think I might want to buy a house one day. And I was like, I think in order to do that, I've heard something about credit. So I was like, let me figure that out. So on my journey of figuring it out, I started with my natural market because that's what most of us do, right? You start with the people who are closest to you. That's why we say that your closest 5 friends, like, look at them, that's you, because you are a reflection of who you're around. So I just started with my natural market and I was like, hey, mom, hey, auntie, how do I build credit? Neither one of them knew. So I was like, well, I got to figure this out. So it was really difficult because I was like, dang, like, who do I ask when I have questions? I felt like I had nobody to ask. And during that process, I really didn't, because there was nobody around me who understood personal finance. So today we want to take a moment to almost mentor this young lady who sent an email to us, right? So for those of you who are interested in getting your questions answered by a CFP, by a CPA, you can email us at podcast@melaninmoney.com. And we will see all of your questions. And some people have actually just been emailing us like positive notes. Carter, I have to make sure you see those, but I love it. It's making us feel really motivated to give you guys some really good game. And if you didn't catch the last episode that we dropped with Doreen Delavante, he gave y'all 7-figure plays to make with your credit. Okay, so make sure that y'all go watch that last episode that we did. But that's why this episode is so close to my heart. Carter, would you like to share with us kind of like your preface for this episode and this email that we're about to share?
Yeah, it's like you said, we're becoming the person that we wish we were when we started out, right? So I think that it's so important that we use this platform to be that person for somebody else, right? Because we now have this knowledge, we now have this acumen, we now have this information. We can be the source that people come with when they have no other people around them to actually answer their questions. So I think this email by this young lady is great. And I'll actually read the first piece of the email because I think there's just so much to pull away from this email. So not only do I want to mentor this young lady with this email, but I know so many of our listeners can pull value from what this email says. So I'll go ahead and go ahead.
Before you start reading it, I want to preface something. So I was actually quoted in an article by CNBC where the article was talking about like how your parents are supposed to teach you money or something like that, right? And the first thing that I said in there that no other financial advisor touched on, and one of the reasons why this journalist kept reaching out to me for information was because I said, look, do not be upset with your parents for what they did not teach you about personal finance, because chances are they can't teach you what they don't know. So most likely they don't know these things that you're asking about, right? My mom didn't understand credit. So how could I expect her to teach me something that she didn't know, right? My mom is not required to be an expert in everything in life to be my mom. So I think that it's important that you extend grace to your family members, extend grace to your friends when they don't have all of these answers that you're looking for, and turn to an expert, turn to a Carter, turn to a George, turn to a Jacqueline, right? Turn to somebody who is an expert who can help you in the field that you're looking for information in, okay? So make sure that you are extending grace to those of you that you have around you, okay?
No, and I love that because I think it's so important, right? Your parents or your friends, they can't teach you what they don't know themselves. So don't go looking for advice in people who don't know the subject matter that you're looking for advice in. And like I said, extend grace to those people, but make sure you learn it so your kids now can have someone who can teach them, right? Like I said, you can break generational curses if you choose so, right? And generational poverty can end with you, and generational wealth can begin with you. So I think it's so powerful that people understand that. And yeah, so like I'm really looking forward to mentoring young Yana, I believe that's her name, and with this email. So she reached out again, podcast@melaninmoney.com. You all can reach out. We might read your emails on the episode as well. But she said, hey, y'all, I just wanted to let you guys know that I love your podcast. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur who is pursuing wholesale real estate. My name is Yana, and I just turned 22 years old. I started in October of last year and already closed 3 deals. That's crazy. 3 deals so far. And she put in quotes, so I believe I'm doing pretty well, and I love what I do. I'm a first-generation entrepreneur, and something I often struggle with is just understanding taxes, tax write-offs, business credit, personal credit. And I really want to start understanding these concepts, or at least introductory to them, before the year is up, because I do plan to move into drop shipping once I get some VAs from a wholesaling business. She's already trying to automate her business. Thus, pursuing the streams will double my income, and I want to be able to be well at managing my money. Wow. So there's so much to take away from this email. So Jackie, do you want to break it up in bits and pieces and then just expand on each point?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was like, is that the whole email? Y'all, that was just half of the email. Okay. So let's shout out, we're just gonna call her Y. Let's shout out Y for writing a detailed email, like taking the first step of just like, I don't know, so let me put this out here. And she didn't just email us and say, yo, give me some credit tips. Like, yo, I started wholesaling. Like, tell me how can I 10x my business? Like, no, she said, yo, these are the things that I'm already doing. Like, I'm just trying to get better at it. So let's first commend her for that. Secondly, like, let's point out the fact that she's 22, because I think that society holds us back a lot of times by saying like, oh, do this at this age, you learn this at this age, start this at that age. So like, if we sat up here and was like, oh, you know, Yana, you're 22, like, you got time, you could figure it out. You know, like, imagine if we responded that. People did that to me on my journey. They were like, you're 19 years old. You got plenty of time to learn about credit. Well, how about you teach me now? Because I'm trying to find out now, not later. Success loves speed. I need my answers now. I don't want my answers when I'm 40. I want my answers now. Okay. So I think that those are important details. The fact that she's wholesaling, I love that. Okay. Because for people who don't know what wholesaling is, you're almost working as like a middleman. You're bringing together, you're bringing together a buyer and a seller. In this case, it's real estate. So I like this because I like to, there's certain ways that you can make money, right? And there's a ton of ways you can make money in real estate. And I like this because you don't actually have to own the properties, right? You're just kind of playing the finder in this case. So you don't actually have to deal with any of the headache that comes with owning the properties. So I love
you can do it from your computer too. Like, you don't need to go out anywhere. Like, you can do it from the crib. That's what's beautiful about it.
So that, like, off the top, I'm like, ooh, she's smart.
Yeah. And one thing I want to point out though is this is one of the biggest parts of the email. She started in October and already closed 3 deals. And what I took away from that, y'all, like, we have to take action and execute on our goals and our dreams. She didn't say I started my business in October, and and things are going. So she hit the ground running. So I think there's 2 lessons in here. One, you want to start your business with like a mindset that this has to work or it has to work. You want to start it with speed. You want to hit the ground running, and you don't need to wait a long time to have success, right? She has success within her first, 3 to 6 months. So I just think it's so powerful that if we start our business with intention and we really plan on executing on our goals and dreams, that you can have success early in your business. It doesn't take 3-4 years to be successful. A lot of people are starting businesses and just crushing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like hit the ground running. And I think she also pointed out, no longer going in chronological order, she also pointed out that she needs help, right? She said, I'm looking at hiring VAs so that I can kind of step away from that a little bit. So that's the goal. Okay. A lot of people start a business and their goal is, well, I just want to leave my 9 to 5. And it's like, cool, that's step number one. But then we need to create these other levels so that we can remove ourselves from working, as hard as we work, right? Or the amount of hours that we work. Like, how can we reduce that? So eventually you want to go from, all right, my first goal was to be able to leave my 9 to 5. Cool, check box on that. The next goal is to become a real CEO, like living, breathing in a real CEO position of your company and really attacking it as a business. And then you want to be able to move from being the CEO to moving into more of a chairperson of the board kind of a position. So I think that the fact that she's already thought about like, okay, I have to remove myself from the process if I'm going to grow. She's like, yo, I need to hire VAs. Like, I know that this can be one of the easiest ways for me to just level up my business. So I think that that's important to note. Like, she's already thought about that next step.
Yeah. And I want to handle this too, because I think entrepreneurship has its own journey within itself, right? Because like, at least for me, like when I started my business, like I want to make enough money to quit my job, right? Quit my job. And then it was like, all right, now I'm working in this business, but like what I found out is that I basically had a glorified job because I couldn't remove myself from my business without, the money stopping, right? So you leave your job and then you have a business, but if the business doesn't operate without you, you just create another job for yourself. It's better than the old job, but it's still a job. So I think the next step after that is finding ways to remove yourself without the money stopping as well. So like hiring VAs, building systems, right? And bringing in automations, right? So that you can free yourself from the business. Because once you start making money, you want to use that money to buy back your time, right? You want to deploy that capital to buy back the best resource we have in the world, and that's our time. And for her to be 22 years old, already making money and then thinking about hiring VAs to pull herself away from the business, so that not that so she can chill, but so that she wants to start other businesses, right? So I think this young lady, man, she's a go-getter, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. And we're not saying this to discourage anybody in their process, but we're just letting you know, like, this is a way to fully think about a situation. And so I like what you touched on. You said, well, basically what you're saying is there's a difference between leaving your job and becoming self-employed and leaving your job and becoming a business owner. And typically what happens is you leave your job and you become self-employed, right? You have that glorified job, and then just you figure it out, right? You figure it out and you figure out how to become a business owner. That's the goal. Unfortunately, everybody doesn't get there, but that's the goal, is to become a business owner instead of a self-employed individual. And so that just takes some time, some dedication, and you can speed that process up. You want to know how you can speed that process up? Joining the Melanin Millionaires Club. Okay. This is our community group where we help mentor you on entrepreneurship, wealth building, all of these things to help you become a 7-figure entrepreneur or just a 7-figure Melanin millionaire, right? So you can join our community group. Everything is linked in the show notes. You can, what is it, Carter? It's just $1 trial to get started.
Yeah, we just implemented a 14-day dollar trial. So you can come in, join the club. If you like it, stay. If you don't, peace out. But at least try it, right? At least try it, because again, we beat this like a dead horse. There are profits in proximity. Getting around like-minded people who want to inspire for more, who know they deserve more, is so important if you're going to be successful, because y'all know you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with. So if you're surrounding yourself with millionaires, guess what? You're going to become a millionaire on accident. So definitely check out the club. The link is in the show notes. And we look forward to seeing you all there and adding value to your lives.
Yep, absolutely. And so she also touched on, did she say business credit specifically? Or
She
just
said she wants to build her personal credit and build her business credit and learn about tax write-offs, which I think are just just huge pillars of being a successful business owner, right? You want to build your personal credit up, and that's why we just finished the episode, our last episode, with how to get an 800 credit score, right? And then building a business credit so you can get funding to fund your other business endeavors. And then y'all know I talk about this all the time, taxes, right? It's more important than just making the bag. We want you to keep the bag as well. So those are 3 areas that she wanted to get help with, and I think we've been able to help her with those, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, between our past interview, which you have to go listen to that. Like, even if you are in a good space, like you have good to excellent credit, you need to go listen to that episode. Like, yeah, that's all I can say about that. Like, it's free. Like, it's free information. Go listen to the episode. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all of the above. So I often struggle. Yeah, like you will learn those things, especially being in the club. Like you will learn those things. We have a ton of resources for you. We've of course done plenty of episodes talking about this, so we'll help you with that as much as we can. Now, I like how she is wanting to pivot. Right. So she said, bringing VAs in so I can free my time up on wholesaling so that I can move into drop shipping.
But you see, she wants to master one thing, right? And then she wants to go. She didn't come out saying, I'm spending time doing like my real estate, then I'm doing drop shipping. She got good at one thing first. And then she's trying to automate the thing that she created and then go into something else. So I want to really let you all know and really hit on this point. Like, one, you don't have to stay in just one lane, which we had a whole podcast episode on that. But 2, can you please master the first thing before you go into do the second thing? Don't go doing 6 things at one time. Master the first thing, automate it, and then go out into other endeavors to create other streams of income.
Mm-hmm. And this may not be like where you're at, Queen, but one of the best ways to know if you've mastered something for real is to teach other people, right? Because if you teach other people how to wholesale, it's gonna teach you a lot about yourself, about what you know and what you don't know, right? So, and that could be another stream of income for you based off of what you're already doing. So that may be something that you want to look at. I know everybody is not positioned to be a teacher or coach or have a mentorship group, but also, I mean, you are young, so you may want a little bit more time to grow in business before you do that. Just being completely transparent, at 22, I wasn't really in the position to mentor anybody else.
But what's dope is that, so she says she wants to move into drop shipping, and like, it was crazy how like all this stuff we've already touched on, but like we just had the episode with Asia where she gave y'all crazy game on the drop shipping business, right? So Asia at Get Rich or Drunk Trying, if y'all haven't checked that episode out, please go check it out. Asia gave y'all the game on how to start your own drop shipping business with 0 money down, right? So you check that out, and we're gonna have Asia in our January masterclass teaching y'all more about drop shipping. So stay on the lookout for that. But I think that, and what I love about this woman is that she's doing all business that she can run from the house. Like, she's not outside. Like she's doing all these businesses that she can run from her home and from her computer. So I love it because she also understands the value of time freedom, it seems like.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that part too. So thus pursuing these streams will double my income, and I want to be able to be well at managing my money. So I think you've got the point here, Yana. Like, you just need to take it step by step, because you don't want to rush the process, right? So start by managing the wholesaling business that's coming in, the income that's coming in, because it's important for you to know. And I think you have this idea that you have 2 pockets. It's like how I like to tell people, you have your personal pocket of money and you have your entrepreneurial business pocket of money. Now, sometimes you have back pockets too, right? You got your personal pocket, you've got your wholesaling pocket, you've got your drop shipping pocket, and maybe your short-term rental pocket. So you're using all of the pants pockets in your jeans, okay? And it's important that you're keeping all of those separate. So I think that as you learn to master one stream of income and one business, make sure that you are keeping that separate from your personal and from your other businesses.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me give her some game on managing her business finances, because I think everybody just needs to know this. So guys, when you start a business, right? Obviously, once you get your LLC and your EIN, because then you can open up a business bank account. Now, the thing I teach my students all the time, and that I teach at the club, is that we want at least 3 business bank accounts per business. Okay, guys, we want at least 3 business bank accounts per business. Now, why we want these 3 bank accounts is because we want to separate the money within our business. So one bank account, guys, is going to be for income. Another bank account is going to be for expenses. And then another bank account is going to be for taxes. So that way, when the money comes into your income account, all you have to do is make 2 transfers a month. You take about 25% of the money comes into your business, you put that into your tax account, guys. We want to save for the future tax bill so that we don't get surprised come March, April when we have to file our taxes, right? And then we want to make another transfer to the expense account to cover the business's expenses, right? This helps us do 2 very important things. This helps us separate our money. So now we know like how much money comes into the business. We now know how much we have saved for taxes, and we now know how much we are spending in our business, because depending on how much we have to transfer to the expense account. But the other thing it does is it helps us with business credit. The way it helps us with business credit, guys, is that when we apply for business credit, the bank is going to ask for 3 to 6 months of our business expenses, right? The bank is going to ask for 3 to 6 months of our, 3 to 6 months of our business statements, right? 3 to 6 months of our business statements. They didn't ask which bank statements that we need to provide to them. So what we're going to do as smart, savvy business owners, we're going to only give them the statements for the income account of our business. Okay, we're only going to give them the statements from the income account of our business, and the reason we're going to do that is because the income bank account is going to look very clean. You're going to have all these deposits coming into this income account, and you're going to only have 2 outflows, and that's that 1 transfer to the tax account and that 1 transfer to the expense account, right? So that they're going to be like, hey, this business owner is like it has good statements. They have money coming in, 20 days out the month, and only money coming out twice out the month. And what I've seen when I taught this strategy is that people are getting approved 50 to 75% more by doing this, because they don't see the Chipotle transactions, they don't see the Uber transactions, they only see the transactions of money coming in and 2 expenses coming out. So young Yana, if you want to implement this strategy, I highly encourage you, because it's going to help you organize your business, and it's going to help you have better odds for getting business funding.
Ooh, can y'all leave us a 5-star review and let Carter know that he's dropping that heat? Like, where else are y'all getting that from? Because you need that. Like, you need to know how to make things as simple as possible in your business so that you can focus on other more important tasks. Okay, because the most important task in your business is generating cash flow, right? Because that's what you have a business for. Point blank, period. So you need to be focused on ways to generate cash flow. Okay, you need to let everything else be automated, make it as simple as possible. And so I think that's a really great breakdown to just make that really simple. So I want to jump into the second piece.
Go ahead and read the second piece. So one thing I just didn't want, I didn't know if we should mention her credit score, because she mentioned it in the email, so we could probably skip past that part. But the second part is really really touching as well. So you can go ahead and read that.
Yeah, so let's dive into this a little bit, and we'll provide you a little bit of privacy, Yana. I wanted y'all's suggestions on an introductory course I could take for understanding taxes, or even just personal/business credit on an entry level. So quick answer to that, go back and watch our last episode, and that episode is with Darain Delavante. He was talking about consumer law as it relates to credit. Okay, so go watch that episode, and then if you want introductory course, something like that, he's actually giving you 3 ebooks for only $47, and his information has been really unmatched in that space. So if you're interested on the credit piece, I would go look at that. And then of course we've got we call you tax guru.
Well, what's funny is I was thinking about doing this. I didn't know if I was going to do it. I think I am. So I'm going to email Young Yana with free access to my tax-free living course, which is a $1,000 course. So yeah, I'm going to email you the a link in the promo code to get my tax-free living course for free. And I'm also give her my business formation course for free, because I know she's an action taker. So I know she's going to take action information. So young Yana, I'm going to say on the lookout for that email. I'm going to email you right after this episode with your free courses. Look at this. We're providing value and, giving stuff away. I'm happy on this side.
Well, look, I feel like I have to match you, right?
Man, come on.
I mean,
it's plenty of room on this bus. Come on.
Yeah, y'all don't know. We have these competitions that go back and forth. So, I can't let Carter beat me here. So, yeah, I'm gonna give you my How to Transform Your Finances in 30 Days course. Okay. So this is going to teach you everything from credit, understanding your financial profile, to how to select ETFs in under 5 minutes to build your portfolio. Okay. So once you get to the investing piece, that's going to help you with all of that. So I want to make sure that you get that too. So we'll make sure we include access to all of that for, you sharing your story with us. All right. So when I talk to my mom about credit, it's just an uncomfortable conversation because she doesn't know too much about it herself. So that's funny because I didn't even remember this was part of
that's why I thought you brought up the beginning part for. That's crazy. You didn't remember? Okay.
No, I really didn't remember that, but it's honestly like we touched on that. So she added me as an authorized user on her credit card. So she got added as an authorized user on her mom's credit card, but her mom's credit.
Can you explain that what that does for people?
Yeah, so what that does is if you are added as an authorized user, so let's break it down like this. Your parent has a Capital One credit card. They decide they want to add their child on. They add you on. You're called an authorized user on their card because you have access to use their card. All right. So when you look at your consumer report, it's going to be reporting all of the information from that credit card, right? That your parent is the primary account holder on. Now, I want to make this very clear because if you get in a situation like this, or I'm speaking directly to you, Yana, if you're in a situation like this, I want you to understand that you are not responsible as an authorized user for the debt on that credit card. Okay. So I want you to first understand that. That way, I'm hoping that it takes a little bit of the financial stress off of your shoulders because you're not responsible for the debt on there. What you are responsible for is how that card reflects on your consumer report. Okay. So your consumer report is going to read the utilization on there. Okay. And so the utilization is, well, how much available credit does she have and how much is she using? All right. Does she make her payments on time? All of that's going to be reflecting on your credit card. On your consumer report. Okay. So you have to make the tough decision to say, like, do I want to stay an authorized user or do I want to start building on my own?
Yeah, because I think the important thing is that being added to somebody's credit, being added as an authorized user is a gift and a curse. Because if, let's say I have 800 credit score and I add my sister, which I did as an authorized user on my card, she gets all that information reported on her credit report. But if I decide to start having late payments, if I decide to start fully using, if I decide to use all of my utilization, and I starts reporting negative things, those negative things also report on her consumer report. So you get the positives, but you also get the negatives. So you want to be very careful on who you allow to add you. Be very careful on whose card you're being added as an authorized user to, because you get the good from that card, but you also get the bad. So make sure that person is responsible.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't know, like I did this for my grandma, she didn't know anything about her credit. So I remember asking her, I said, hey, grandma, you know what your credit score is? She said, no, I don't know. But she was like, I think they put it on my Discover card statements that I get, right? So Discover will report like your FICO score if you're signed up for that. So she grabs a statement and she says, it says 768. Is that good? I just was laughing. I was like, yes, grandma, 768 is good. Like, I'm not going to confuse her. I just was that's good. So you, like Carter said, you get the good and the bad. So if you are like, well, I don't know if it's good or bad, and my parent doesn't know if it's good or bad, ask them, like, it's really easy to just open like a Credit Karma account, or they can create like an online login with experience so that you can log in and see like, okay, what does it say your FICO score is, you know, what's reporting on there, let's take a look at it. And if you went back and listened to the last episode that we did with Doreen, it'll give you more information on that. So I think our last piece that we want to touch on here is, you know, she said, thank you guys for being your authentic selves. And so I love that. I appreciate that. And I want to encourage other people who are listening to be their authentic selves. I think that that is so important. And she also said that I'm joining the Melanin Money community next week. And so we cannot wait to see you in the community. You're going to have
Let's go.
you're
She
gonna
gonna
have
have all the game. She gonna be in the community, surrounded by amazing people. We gonna give her some free courses. And guys, this is the power of like taking action, because you know we've been actually after every episode, like, hey, if you have your questions, email us at podcast@melaninmoney.com. She did so, and not only are we doing an entire episode on her email, she's also getting free courses and free guides for taking action. So I want to give everybody some advice to take from Yana. Be an action taker and move very fast, because success loves speed.
Success loves speed, and we love y'all, and we appreciate you tapping in. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. If you are on YouTube, subscribe to our channel so that we can get you more information. Just so you guys know, liking, commenting, leaving a 5-star review for us, it just helps us know that we're doing a good job and that we should continue to bring you this free information. So again, we love y'all, wish y'all the best. Have a great day.
Peace.